Hey guys, Truetalk here, and today we're going to be talking about episode 7 of Black Lightning that aired earlier tonight. So the first thing that I want to talk about is when Lynn is at the police station giving information on the guys that attacked her lab. The only thing that Jefferson and Lynn could come up with as to why anyone would want to attack her and her lab is that Anissa had brought the research of Jefferson's dad and her grandfather to her mom to help her try to understand it. So that's the only connection that they can see. We also found out later in the episode that the editor that Anissa got the information from died tragically, in quotation marks, in an accident by getting hit while he was on a bike. So this is very questionable, and clearly someone does not want this information getting out to the rest of Freeland and to the world knowing this information. The next thing that I want to talk about is Gamby in this episode. So in this episode, as a continuation of what we've seen before, Gamby has secrets. And in this episode, we see him meet up with Lady Eve to talk about, Tobias not being underground and him showing himself and getting, him and Black Lightning that is now aware that Tobias is still alive and in Freeland, and it's kind of causing some issues. And Gamby thinks that Tobias is not, keeping on the down low like he's supposed to be. So in this, meeting, Lady Eve and Gamby kind of agree that that Tobias needs to be dealt with. So Lady Eve tasks Gamby with killing Joey Toledo, which is Tobias's right-hand man, as a way of trying to keep Tobias in check. And this leads to a very awesome scene where we see Gamby kind of go James Bond-ish, or kind of reminds me of Badass Alfred and Batman situation. Yes, he's he's the man in the chair, quote unquote, but he has skills and he can go out there and do what he needs to do as well. The next thing that I want to talk about is Anissa. In this episode, Anissa has an arc. Well, since last episode she found out that her dad is Black Lightning, she's now kind of wanting to go out there with her dad. But at the beginning of episode, Lynn and Jefferson kind of agree that, they don't want her out there, just, to protect her. But obviously, Anissa is very stubborn, and by the end of the episode, we see, that her parents have come around. Lynn asks Jefferson to keep an eye on Anissa to keep her safe and to protect her. Basically, she asks Jefferson to train her so that she's not vulnerable while she's out there. And we also see Lynn ask Gamby to design a suit for Anissa that will keep her safe as well. And this is leading to Gamby creating Anissa's suit. We will probably see it in the next couple episodes. The season is kind of winding down. At this point, we are more than halfway through. So sooner rather than later, we're going to see Anissa in her new suit that Gamby is creating. The next thing I want to talk about is Tobias Whale. In this episode, when he's obviously upset when he finds out that his right-hand man, Joey Toledo, has been killed, and Gamby had left a little message thing on there. So what we see that Tobias, tells Cyanide to set up a meeting with Lady Eve, because why not? And towards the end of the episode, we see that Lady Eve's funeral home is attacked, and the perpetrators that are there have lightning guns to kind of replicate and set up that Black Lightning, was the one that did this. So I don't know. Tobias is obviously trying to take out Lady Eve because she's kind of getting in his way of what he wants. We finally get the name of this big organization that he's trying to be a part of. It's called the Shadow Board, I think he said. So what I think is going to happen, he set up Black Lightning for all these reasons to try to, have the police help him track him down, or, give the city reason to hate Black Lightning. And two, this, is a way for him to take care of Lady Eve and we might see him possibly try to take her spot. Or in that sense, when obviously the shadow board is a group of ordinary people, of an organization of people, and that Lady Eve was a part of. So I think his ultimate end goal is trying to take Lady Eve's spot. Hey guys, so let's look at the episode description for episode 8, titled Revelations. Training Day. Black Lightning works with Anissa to help find information to clear Black Lightning's name. So this past episode, we see that Jefferson was set up, and the police are now going to be looking for him because the police think that he electrocuted Lady Eve and her 2 men in her funeral home. So what's going to happen is Anissa and Black Lightning, presumably in their suits, and while Jefferson is training her and showing her the ropes, going to have to find clues and information to clear Black Lightning's name in the eyes of the police. Jennifer began interning for Lynn. So we're going to see Jennifer, I guess, interning with Lynn as, I guess, after school, as an after-school activity. Maybe she's going to be trying to figure out if, she likes science, or going to be following in her mom's footsteps, or in that sense. So it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe, I don't know if, Jennifer is going to be, discover anything, because Lynn may or may not still have, the information and files and stuff from Anissa's stuff that she's got from the editor. But that might be interesting to see. Meanwhile, Gamby finds himself in a precarious situation. So, obviously, Gamby had some dealings with Lady Eve specifically. So, I don't know what's going to be happening with those deals. He made a deal that, the Pierce family is off limits and that they are not to be touched or messed with. So we're going to have to see him maybe get in contact with the shadow board directly to try to make sure that, the people that he cares about is safe, and that maybe his, secrets don't get, blown out to the world. Or this might be an indication of Jefferson, outing him, and Gamby continuing to tell Jefferson all the secrets that he's been keeping this whole time. As always, guys, follow me on social media. Check out my blog for all my posts for all of the Arrowverse that I do throughout the week, whatever the shows are on. And as always, guys, happy Tuesday. Let's talk.